What's going on, guys? TKD123 back in my video, and today I want to discuss the new iPhone 7 leaked pictures that we got earlier this week. And so these are, pretty commonplace to have, these iPhone 7 leaks, these new iPhone leaks. They usually come around this time because case companies get a hold of iPhone casings from Apple so that they can start on having cases at launch. And so, every year these casings get out to the companies, and then, there's someone in the company that feels that, they can leak it. So that's why we had these pictures every year around the same time. It's because, of that thing. And so the actual person and the site that had this up first, is a site that has been right in the past. They have been really accurate with iPhone leaks. So, they are definitely, not a fake site. It's definitely a reputable site, and it's called nowhereelse.fr. And so I will not be having any of the leaked images of this new iPhone 7. I will not link it just because, I don't want to get into any legal trouble with this. I'm not sure, what are the bounds of that on YouTube, but I will not be, having it up on the screen. But feel free to Google. Google is your friend. But the picture depicts three iPhones, right? It has three different tiers of the new iPhone. And those are the base iPhone, there's the iPhone Plus, and the iPhone Pro. So, the base model has the smaller screen, and, it is pretty much, the base one. And then we got the Plus, which, is the bigger screen size of the iPhone. And a new tier to the iPhone, thing is the iPhone Pro. So there's going to be a Pro variant of the iPhone lineup this year, which is a move that, everyone I feel, was kind of expecting, just because they have an iPad Pro now, and they obviously, have had Mac Pros in the past. So, I feel like, why not bring that tier to the iPhone? And adding this third tier to the iPhones might give them the opportunity to change the gigabyte lineup to 256, 128, and 64, respectively, from Pro down to the base model. Which, I mean, to be fair, it is Apple. They are pretty stingy on the gigabytes, so I feel like they probably won't do that. They might do a 32, 128, and then have that 64 in the middle. But who knows? Maybe they might, please us all and do those higher gigabyte tiers. The picture also shows some design changes with these new iPhones, and one of them being something that, we have all been accustomed to hearing about, something that, is pretty much confirmed at this point, and it is the no audio jack on the iPhone. So don't expect to bring your 3.5 headphone jack headphones to the iPhone 7. Not happening. It will be wireless, either Bluetooth, or maybe they're going to come with headphones that use the port on the bottom for power. I'm not sure, but expect Bluetooth. The iPhones also do feature a bigger camera lens as opposed to the iPhone 6, where it's a little bit smaller. On these phones, the camera lenses are a lot bigger on this iPhone as opposed to the ones from the iPhone 6. But one of the big things you notice on this picture is that the iPhone Pro actually has two cameras on the lens. So you're going to get dual cameras on the iPhone Pro, which could mean that, there's a better depth of field on the pictures. There could be, a way that you could edit pictures in a different way because you're getting two separate shots and all that. Who knows? But there will be two lenses of cameras on the iPhone Pro. So expect that on the Pro model. Another big thing that has changed from the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 7 is that the white antenna lines are now on the top of the devices and the bottom of the devices, and I think on the side as well. So there is no back that has those white lines on it. That is no more. The back is now the slate color of your choosing, and the white lines are on top and the bottom of the device as far as I can tell. The Pro also features a smart port that is on the bottom of the back of the device that you see on the iPad Pro. So that smart port is for other attachments you can add to the iPhone 7 Pro so that, it can use data and power from said device. You know what I'm saying? So there's a way that, maybe you could have a keyboard attached to the phone, not through a wireless way, but through that port, so it can use its power from the iPhone 7 and, work completely off that port. And so that's pretty much the only thing that I can see that is different from the iPhone 7, and I have two gripes about the look of the iPhone 7, if these are real, and most likely they are real. You know what I'm saying? These are most likely real pictures and real, stuff that we've seen and that will be coming out in October or whenever it drops. But there are two things I don't really like about this iPhone 7. For one, the infamous camera bump is back on this iPhone. Man, like it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not the biggest thing that I have a gripe over. It's not, the end of the world per se, with a camera bump. It's just that I would prefer it not have a camera bump. And I feel like that, is something that a lot of people, would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want, if I have my iPhone naked, I don't want it to bump against a table when I'm trying to type something on the table. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen often because I have a case on it. But, even with that being said, I would prefer the bump not be on it. And even like, it looks more, it looks like a better device when the camera is flush with the back of the device. You know what I'm saying? Like, just having a stick out, it's kind of eyesore. It's, it's just not something that I would want in a phone. And I'm kind of disappointed that it's back with the iPhone coming out this year. And also, a way to fix that bump on the camera is to make the phone thicker. You know what you can do with more room in an iPhone? You can put more battery in it. You know what I'm saying? So we can have longer lasting iPhones. I wish they would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be probably a bigger battery in this iPhone just because there's no 3.5 headphone jack. But at the same time, let's do it all, man. Let's make the iPhone a little more thicker so we don't have a bump. We get more battery storage, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But they won't do that. But oh well. And the other thing I have is just that, like, this iPhone looks so much like the 6. That's something that kind of turned me off by it. It's like I was expecting, something, way out of there and way different than the iPhone that was last year. You know what I'm saying? Because look, if you look at the jump between the 4 and the 5, right? That was a big jump. Okay, we went from a bigger screen. It, completely changed the design. Like, it looked way better from the 4 to the 5, right? We go from the 5 and the 6. That again is another major leap in the whole design of the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? It got, a little bit thinner, rounded edges. It just looked, there was a clear improvement in the design. And just in this one, it looks so much like the 6. Like, there just isn't that big of a jump in the way it looks as opposed to those other jumps that I mentioned, back a few seconds ago. I just wanted, the new iPhone to wow me, and this doesn't really, 100% wow me. Now, granted, it has not been, unveiled. We don't know any of the other stuff that's going to be on the iPhone. Granted, this is early. It's only a leak, but, just based off of it looks, it just doesn't, look like a wow device to me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. You guys think you guys would buy this device if you guys have seen it online? Do you guys think you would make this a day one purchase? Do you think 2 Chainz would get this? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, right down there, you can check out my links, my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff. You can follow me on there. Also, if you guys support the videos, support the topic, support the content that I'm making on this channel, let me know with a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I truly do support all the feedback you guys give me. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I got you.